Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pool bringing you yet another game of Starcraft 2. Today's match is going to be between LiquidHero and TSL aLive, two awesome players. LiquidHero, of course, playing as Protoss, and then TSL aLive playing as Terran. I will just be calling him aLive because just TSL aLive is a little bit too much to say. So just giving you guys a little bit of a heads up. This match is going to be played on the Shattered Temple, formerly known as the Lost Temple, but quite a few changes actually happened to the map, to the point where I guess they just figured that it needed a brand new name because the changes were so great and impactful. It looks like we do have a little bit of friendly banter. I actually have no idea what they're saying. If there are any people that can translate Korean out there, I would love for you to do that and let us know what they are saying here. As far as I can tell, they're basically just talking about how imbalanced DK is Kama, whatever. Anyways, so yeah, it should be a pretty interesting match. If you're wondering where I did get this replay, I got it from the Team Liquid This Weekend replay pack. So big shout out there to Team Liquid. You guys are awesome. Thank you for providing us with incredible replays of incredibly high level games. And yeah, I hope that this actually turns out to be a great one. In fact, it really should be, as they pretty much only put awesome games in those replay packs. They don't really ever tend to let us down. So looking right ahead here at the Terran build order in this match, we do see a gas going up after 13. So aLive not choosing to necessarily fast expand without a gas. Now that doesn't mean that he isn't going to choose to get a command center relatively soon, but it does mean that he isn't going to be getting it as quickly as he possibly could be. Typically, the fastest expansion that you would see would be, well, of course, unless you just skip your racks and go straight for a CC, you would just see a racks, no gas, and then another CC drop down. But instead, aLive just opting to do one racks, getting one gas, and without a doubt, he will most likely either be putting a tech lab or reactor on this barracks right here, and possibly adding on another barracks into an expansion. We'll see if I'm actually right or not. I actually had no idea. Actually, based by the way he's saving up his gas, he might be going straight for a factory here, so it could end up being a little bit of a 1-1-1 build. So we will have to just wait and see. TSL aLive choosing to prove me wrong as best as he can. Looking at LiquidHero's build, we can't really tell exactly what he's doing. He has yet to get his cybernetics core. Actually, that was a complete fail. He's had his cybernetics core for quite a while. He's actually researching warp gate off of one gateway right now. So there is the factory along with the reactors. So aLive choosing to either go for quite a few Marines or even possibly some reactor to Hellions. And Hellions, I must say, do a pretty darn good job in the early game against Protoss plays. They provide for some definitely interesting openings that can actually get up the Protoss ramp and actually get to the probes and take out quite a few workers. Looks like aLive may or may not lose this SCV. Yeah, he actually does lose the SCV because the Stalker was able to chase him down with the higher speed, higher run rate, whatever you want to call it. But aLive gonna go ahead and get his command center here at about 22 supply while switching over his factory to that reactor, and like I said, getting those reactored Hellions. Now LiquidHero looking to possibly just bust down this bunker or walk right by it. Doesn't really need to be stutter stepping like that though. I'm kind of curious as to why he chose to do that. Maybe he just wanted to do some damage and possibly burn some minerals for aLive. Now the Zealot is coming in here to take out some SCVs, but the Hellions do pop out. They are going to be able to take out that Zealot without too much trouble. It does manage to go 1, 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs right there. So pretty good job by LiquidHero in taking out some SCVs. However, the Hellions were able to ward off that attack, and LiquidHero will be running back with his Stalkers. Now it does look like we have the first Nexus coming up for LiquidHero. It's a little bit over halfway, almost 3/4 of the way complete right now, as well as a robotics facility and a gateway, and then another gas. So I'm not exactly entirely sure what Protoss is going to be doing this match, but it looks like it should be pretty interesting. We may actually see some Starport play. I don't know if that's going to happen this game. like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. Now these Hellions are going to be coming out here, going to that Zelnagel tower, and actually not going to manage to take the vision there, as 3 Stalkers will most definitely destroy 4 Hellions any day at any point in time. So taking a little bit of a look over here at aLive's base, got a little bit more going on than LiquidHero does at this point in time, other than the fact I must mention he is building an Immortal, no doubt, in order to possibly take out bunkers and do a little bit of early rushing and apply some early pressure. Does look like aLive is currently building another tech lab on his rack, so that will give him 2 tech labs, along with researching his concussive shell already and currently getting stim pack. And basically just going for the bio build. I'm actually kind of wondering when he's going to make his starport, because that is a pretty important unit to have in this matchup. And let's just take a look back here. We do see a Robo Bay coming up for LiquidHero. So LiquidHero, does he have an observer out? Don't think that he does have any observer out just yet. So he can't really do too much scouting as to what his Terran opponent is doing. And yeah, after going for that Robo Bay, he drops down 2 more gateways, so definitely get the feeling that we're going to be seeing a relatively mid-game timing push against aLive. And to be completely fair, aLive really just, at this point in time, doesn't have the things that he needs to deal with it. However, he is switching his Starport over to the reactor, so possibly will end up making some medevacs, or hopefully, in his case, some Vikings. But right now, he is just going to go ahead and build one medevac to provide some support for his units, and possibly do a timing attack once his stim pack finishes. We do have LiquidHero trying to take out these Hellions with his 1 Stalker, and surprisingly enough, 1 Stalker is not enough to take out 4 Hellions. However, 1 Stalker with an Immortal most certainly is. Now LiquidHero really does have minimal units, and he is going to need to be careful. He definitely needs to get his Colossi out. 1 Colossus here is about halfway finished. He is trying to push that out as early as he possibly can. However, it does look like aLive is going to come in here for his timing attack. He does have stim finished, and he does have a medevac actually going to be doing a Hellion drop. So this will be a multi-pronged attack if he does choose to push in here. He actually might choose not to do that. I feel like this is definitely the time he needs to hit, and he is going to go ahead and try to attack LiquidHero. Now the Hellions, where did they go, are going to be up here and hopefully taken out by the Colossus, not without doing plenty of damage to the probes of LiquidHero. And what is aLive doing? Needs to go in here, needs to get this attack going, and will he be able to take out that Immortal? He really needs to focus that first. He does manage to take it out. Some decent force field steal from Hero, and the Colossus is here to assist the army. It looks like aLive is choosing to run away. That Colossus just does so much damage, especially early game against Terran units. It's really not worth it to commit to this attack. However, he may be lifting up his units and dropping them into LiquidHero's base, or he could just be going and scouting out for some pylons. Probably not going to risk the life of his units. And taking a little bit of a look back here, we do see 2 Vikings in production, so aLive is choosing to go ahead and get his air support against the Colossus. But whoa, he needs to be really careful here, getting quite a few units force fielded and losing about 2 or 3 right there unnecessarily. Yeah, he really should have flew way back, or picked up his units and flew back to base a long time ago. Needs to be careful about losing units. However, LiquidHero really doesn't have that much, so he really can't do any pushing right now. Or he might actually do some pushing. He feels like he can. And actually, he will be able to take out this mid-ground, this mid-map force relatively easily. And in fact, aLive had a lot of his units still in dropships, just not really paying enough attention to his units. Now it does look like LiquidHero is warping in some Stalkers to take out that annoying factory. Not to mention a 3rd base is coming up for LiquidHero at about the 13-minute mark. I would imagine that was built around 12 minutes, but it is going to get scouted by the factory. Will the factory make it there in time? I do believe that he will. There aren't really enough anti-air units to take out that factory quick enough. It does Yeah, does aLive have vision? There we go. He did get eventually a vision of that third base, and that will signal to aLive to go ahead and try to get in and do a pretty good attack, as LiquidHero has a lot committed to his structures right now with that Nexus being built. Meanwhile, aLive is going to go ahead and build his command center. However, Colossus here going to get some great splash damage, but aLive managing to take out that one Colossus as well as the units that were up, the gateway units that were up in LiquidHero's base. Now LiquidHero is coming in with a reinforcement pack that should be well enough to take out aLive's units if he is lucky enough, focusing down the medevacs before they can pick up the units, and only losing one right there. Wow, LiquidHero are getting a little bit unlucky, not managing to take out enough of aLive's units as he most certainly wished that he could have done. Only actually managing to take out one medevac. Let's go to look at the units lost here, and actually Protoss is definitely behind right now by about let's see, about 1,700 minerals. Quite a good job by aLive. TSL aLive, a really excellent player, knows exactly what to do, knew when to get those Vikings out, knew not to get them too early as the medevacs were more important. And just look at his base, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Raxes right now. That is going to be a ton of a tier 1, 1.5 units. I don't know if you would call Marauders tier 2 or 1.5. That's why I'm kind of curious. I think it would be tier 1.5, as factory units would be tier 2, and then hell, I don't know what I'm talking about here. Anyways, looking back at LiquidHero's base, he does have some pretty good defense from his stalkers, getting good vision of the edges of his map, keeping a relatively safe watch for drops that could occur from TSL aLive. And actually, man, does he just not have an observer at all? Just look at the units. There is one observer, however, I have no idea where it's at. There it is. For some reason, it's just up there, possibly looking for any dropships that may be coming in. Does look like aLive is going to go ahead and get that gold base while upgrading his command center into an orbital command, so not choosing to go for planetary fortress, which certainly would be the more defensive and safe way to go. Of course, I guess he figures that he has to lead this match, so it's okay for him to just go ahead and make an orbital command as long as he defends well with his units. And interestingly enough, he doesn't even have any ghosts. You typically would see ghosts. He is actually building that at Ghost Academy. It just finished just now. I was going to say you typically would see ghosts coming on into the game from Terran after about the third base is established, which it is right now. If we go ahead and look at the upgrades, we do have one attack for a Terran player. As far as Protoss goes, we do have one attack and one armor, so LiquidHero doing a little bit better of a job, as well as researching Psionic Storm, so we'll be seeing some High Templar play, most definitely. And Charge, of course, is being researched, so LiquidHero going ahead and getting all the upgrades that he's going to need to be able to take out this Terran army. And to be completely honest right now, aLive really needs to be doing some attacking. The thing is, he really can't attack into LiquidHero, as Colossi splash damage just completely shreds the Terran bio army. And then, you know, any kind of attack that aLive would be doing other than possibly taking out this third base is going to be defended with a choke, so there's quite a supreme defender's advantage for Protoss in this position. However, look at the units just to make sure. We only have one Colossus out for Hero, so that's kind of interesting. You typically would see about 4 or 5 Colossi against Terran, but perhaps LiquidHero knows something that we don't know and is experimenting with a different way of play, just going for heavy Zealots, as well as some decent High Templar support, and then a decent mix of Stalkers. Does look like we might be actually seeing a pretty epic battle right now, and LiquidHero does have sight of the Terran army. Terran going ahead and stimming a few units, trying to trick out Hero, but Hero will not fail for that, or fall for that rather. He managed to take out a factory right there, and aLive stimming some units to try to take out this group of Stalkers that's got separated from the main army of LiquidHero. aLive just kind of doodaddling here. And look at Hero baiting that army like a boss. Actually, could probably move that Colossus up there, but probably a little bit too risky. And oh my god, these ghosts coming around here. taking out those High Templars. Excellent job by TSL aLive. Now he is going to choose to go ahead and attack. We do see a storm going off on the Ghost, but it is not enough to take them out. One Archon going down right now, and LiquidHero going to go ahead and attack, charging his Zealots into the Terran army. Really messed himself up there with those force fields and not going to be able to take out hardly any units from the Terran player. However, his army is still relatively significant. TSL aLive does have, oh, sorry for the lag right there, a lot of Vikings landed right now to take out some ground army units. And oh my god, this is really dangerous. Excellent storms though, and the Archon coming in that battle for some splash damage, along with about 3 Immortals that are going to completely shred these Marauders. Not sure who's going to win this fight. It does look like LiquidHero has managed to come out on top. Holy crap, that was incredible job by LiquidHero. Excellent unit composition right there. And to be honest, I really thought aLive had the game right there. Wow, great job. Incredibly great job by LiquidHero in defending against that attack. And now let's look at the units lost. They are a little bit evened out, with Hero having a slight advantage. However, Hero is going to be choosing to go for the 4th expansion of TSL aLive. And whoa. Some bio units getting caught by some Zealots and Immortals, whereas Stalker is choosing to go straight for the SCVs and the command center. The rest of LiquidHero's army is choosing, however, to go on head-on into this army with quite a few ghosts. Oh my god, there are a ton of ghosts right there. Storm going down on the ghosts, taking out all of the ghosts. And LiquidHero needs to be careful, ends up losing about all of his Immortals. So that's definitely not good. He definitely needs those Immortals to deal with his heavy Marauder army. Man, Hero's just doing a great job with his storms this game. And aLive is trying to pick off some of Hero's armor. What he thought was not very much ended up being quite a bit because of warpins and so on. And oh my, look at that Hero Colossus right there, with about 42 HP combined between shield and actual HP. Now LiquidHero will manage to hold his ground right here and continue his attack against this 4th base from TSL aLive. However, TSL aLive does have his planetary fortress up, so that fortress is going to do okay in defending, but honestly it's not going to be enough to defend against this LiquidHero army. Now the SCVs are trying to get some repairs off here, but they're really just not going to be enough to take out, not to take out, but to keep the planetary fortress up. And aLive really basically poverty stricken, or rather mineral stricken. He's kind of in a bit of a impoverished state, I guess you would say. Does not have anywhere near enough units to take out LiquidHero or defend, and man oh man, LiquidHero just completely ran over him. Oh, that's interesting. Factory landed in the probe line of LiquidHero. Yeah, like I said, a really good job by LiquidHero there in having a good unit composition and excellent defensive strategies. Let's actually take a little bit of a look. Let's see if I can find that again. That was just so impressive by LiquidHero. Yeah, let's speed it up just a little bit. Man, that was just so good. Such a good defense here. Should be relatively soon. A little bit of movement here. Alright, they're just poking and prodding a little bit until eventually aLive chooses to almost commit. And okay, here comes the battle. And here's the engagement here. As you can see, LiquidHero has an excellent conclave where this choke is, as I said before. The ghost coming up here, actually not managing hardly to get many EMPs. He does EMP most of Hero's army, so it's looking rather grim here. However, LiquidHero is running back, allowing some of his units to get some shield back, as well as warping in quite a few units. But look here, look at the supply difference. We have 158 supply from our Protoss player and 195. aLive is completely maxed out. His entire army is committed to this attack. But the thing is, he has so much supply in Vikings that are just not doing anything this fight. I suppose that he expected Hero to have more Colossi, and that these Vikings would be more effective, but honestly they took out 1 Colossus. And they just do not do that well against the rest of the Protoss army. So yeah, as you can see here, even right here, it's just looking okay for aLive, but after getting some excellent shots from the Immortals, as well as finishing off the Vikings, Hero manages to own this battle and do an excellent job of cleaning up against that attack. Alright, thanks guys for tuning in. Like I said, this is Pool, and I should be casting hopefully a game a day if I can manage to do that. Now I am going to school and I am working part-time, so it will be a little bit difficult for me to do, but I do hope that I can do a good job in providing an entertaining cast and insightful professional one. So if you guys could just leave me some feedback, like this if you like it, dislike it if you don't. I'm just going to be honest, or at least be honest with me. And yeah, just like I said, it would be great to see some excellent feedback from the community. Thanks for tuning in, and you guys have a great day.